Hi, welcome to the Pei Wei Test Kitchen. I'm Jay Sullivan, the Director of Culinary Innovation. As we get ready for the St. Patrick's Day holiday, today I'm going to show you an Irish classic with a Pei Wei spin on it. We're going to do our interpretation of a shepherd's pie. So the first component for a shepherd's pie, and the most important and a staple of Irish cuisine, is the potato. So let's get started. Here, I've boiled some potatoes, and the way to test those to make sure they're done is to put a fork in and make sure that it falls off nice and cleanly and evenly. I'm going to take these hot potatoes and I'm going to whip these by hand. So the spin we're going to do on the potatoes today is we're going to add some wasabi. And wasabi is a horseradish, just a touch there. And horseradish has always been a natural complement to beef and lamb. Now I'm going to take some butter. A little bit of sour cream. I'm going to take some Korean chili seasoning. And because it's St. Patrick's Day, to make these potatoes nice and green, I have a scallion and olive oil puree. So I'm going to mash this together. Get a nice green color. I'm going to add a little bit of heavy cream to make these nice and rich. And then I'm going to hand whip these potatoes. You guys can see you got a pretty green color. I'm going to add just a little bit more. And there we have our wasabi whipped potatoes. Now we're going to move on to the short ribs. I have some gochujang braised beef short ribs that I've been cooking for about 4.5 hours today. I'm going to put on some gloves because these short ribs are hot. And what I'm going to do is separate the meat. You can see these are nice and tender because they've been cooking at a low temperature, about 250 degrees for the last 4.5 hours. This one is already off the bone. Just going to remove the bone from this one here. That meat's just falling right off, nice and tender. I'm going to arrange it here in this earthenware pot. And now I'm going to make the gravy. So I'm going to turn on my wok. Heat it up. I'm going to add a little bit of butter today. I'm going to add some scallion. I'm just going to melt this butter and the scallions together. And I'm going to add a little flour to make a roux. So I'm just going to stir my butter and flour together. And this roux is what's going to help to make our gravy thick. So I'm going to return the heat to the wok. I'm going to pour in this braising liquid, which is Kirin Ichiban beer and beef stock. And the secret ingredient is gochujang pepper paste. This is a very powerful ingredient. It has a fermented type of flavor. So it really gives you a depth of flavor that you don't get from traditional peppers. Now I'm going to cook this gravy, and I don't want to get it too thick. I want it to be nice and rich. You want to give that gochujang pepper time to release. Now we have the consistency that we want. I'm going to bring my wok over to my pot and add this scallion gochujang gravy right to the short ribs. And I'm going to take some wasabi mashed potatoes that I have in this bag here, and I'm just going to pipe them right across the top. And now this is ready for the oven. After about 20 minutes at 350, you guys can see that the potatoes have started to brown. That butter is caramelizing. We've got a nice look there. And I'm just going to finish this dish off with a sprig of Thai basil. And now we have our Pei Wei style shepherd's pie.